Hey guys, welcome to a special edition of Conversations. I'm your host, Tiger. Just kidding.
I am Pussy Galore.
I'm Evander Sungerfield.
And this is our special Halloween episode. Woo! There's going to be lightning.
Oh my god.
All right. It's Halloween, guys, right? What are we doing here? I know, sorry. Hold on, is it? Hold on, let me...
There you go.
It's good. I got
All right,
it.
Jermaine.
What's funny though is I'm not trying to be Jermaine. I'm not. It's supposed to be Tiger JK, but when I got my wig in the mail, it was like, and then it didn't look like Tiger.
No,
JK.
you look like that. You look like that LMFAO guy, man.
Nice. And you're a boxer.
Yes.
And you're
I'm a makeshift kitty.
makeshift kitty.
Yeah. Huh?
Nice. Well, happy Halloween, guys.
Yay.
Halloween episode that we are shooting live. No. Well, we released one day early. So if you guys are watching this, happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
How you guys? What's going on? I love your costumes. Thank you for committing.
Yeah, I was gonna wear the wrestling mask from.
That was hilarious. You should have.
From.
We're gonna post that photo.
Nacho Libre. Oh.
Yeah, because we actually went there and those were Daniel and R's mask, but I was like, oh, I'm gonna sweat. So.
There was an actual. You guys went to the wrestling match.
So you
in Mexico?
you do the tour and then they let you pick your masks and then you drink a crap ton of tequila and eat like was it grasshoppers?
Okay.
And then you go wasted trash face to the wrestling match. It was amazing.
Is it in like Tijuana or
It was
not
in
Tijuana?
CDMX.
What's CDMX?
Yeah.
CDMX is Mexico
Cali,
City.
Mexico City. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Cool. You lost me when you said grasshoppers. How'd they taste?
It doesn't really have a taste.
No, they just
and then
taste like
how much tequila you're eating, and then you eat the grasshopper with
It's like
guacamole.
bundagi.
Oh.
I never ate that, and I can't.
No, I
Just
don't
the
like it
thought
either.
of that makes me.
It's
want
so
Well, you ate, right? It's the same thing.
It's not. It's dry. The pudigi looks like it. As
Oh,
soon
yeah,
as you
pudigi,
bite
yeah,
into
yeah.
it, it's
These
like
juice squirts.
like a maggot.
Yeah.
You know, like the.
I imagine it would be like when you see like shrimp on a stick kind of thing, like eating.
That's like what a cricket
eating
is.
what a cricket is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
would be
Yeah.
similar. I was
And-
considering to do those chocolates that have the gold wraps on them. Those
Coins.
the delicious chocolates. No, the one that's like a truffle. Yeah, the Ferrero. And then I saw someone put Brussels sprouts and do that.
Oh.
I was like
and
gonna be.
mess with people?
I want to clown with people.
That's kind of.
That goes back to like you know
gotta
when you
do
go
that
in a
when you
neighborhood.
don't have kids,
Yeah.
though. That kind of
No,
sucks.
that's
My
all, but
kid's
that's
4
like when
years
you go
old.
trick or treating and those people that say just take one.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do.
Yeah,
I was gonna leave
man.
a bucket out in front of my door because it's an apartment, you know, like inside, and then just do that as like jokes.
Do people actually come into your do you get trick or treaters? Because I don't get.
I
any.
don't know.
I mean, I tell Vero every year I buy a ton of candy and I'm like, it's for the trick or treaters, and we don't get any. You know, I do it on purpose.
But anyways, back
son,
to the
you
story.
look great, dude. Look at Can
we
get the
see your
camera on your
nipples?
Yo, man, I'm gonna
your
flex you
buff
guys real
body.
quick.
Look at that buff
Buff
eye.
body.
Why is that wrinkle?
I
Like,
also-
what is that? What is
Ooh,
that?
yo,
I
there
also
you
want
go,
to
look
see your trail here. Look at that.
Look at my trail right. My belly button is right down here now.
Dude, they left out the vagina. What happened?
Yeah. It wasn't long enough, bro.
I got Mark on that one too. No, that's a dope one. That's way better than the
Dude,
mask that you.
the mask was a little bit crazy, but since it was like a last minute audible, thank God for my
know.
girlfriend bringing the Amazon Prime in
Right.
last minute, man.
I mean, we're like older now, so it's harder to like. I used to plan at least maybe 2 or 3 months ahead, maybe.
For Halloween?
Really?
Halloween,
You're the
just
only
like-
guy that I know that does
No,
that.
like
right?
when I think about, I think about the idea. Like if I see something and I'm like,
Oh,
oh, I like that. I
okay.
like that. I want to do that. That's when I did the Spider-Man. Like I put that together like a year before it actually we had Halloween. So
Actually, you know what? I give you props for that.
that was a good
It
one.
makes sense because you're a performer.
That too.
Well,
but
no.
So it's like you really take into consideration.
but when I first met
preparing.
him on that dance thing, he wore that Metal Gear Solid thing. That was a dope ass
No,
outfit.
it's Splinter Cell.
Oh, Splinter, whatever. It was one of those
We'll
video
show
game
the photo
things.
right here.
Yeah, I want to see the photo.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
dope.
It's on my Instagram, but yeah. So like I wouldn't say that I'm big on it, but once I see something cool and I'm like, ooh, I want to do that, I kind of get stuck on it, right? So like, but what happens is last minute, all of a sudden, Halloween comes so fast. Do I look ridiculous right now?
I love
Like,
it.
You look sexy as fuck.
great.
Okay, so Halloween comes so fast, and then we end up not doing it, or we end up not going to a party, or I end up going to waste. In the last couple of years, we had the pandemic.
Yeah.
So there's nothing to do, right? So nothing to dress up for. So there's kind of like a new.
So what's
you
the
know,
most
feeling.
expensive outfit? Because it seems like you go all out.
Well,
so-
okay.
or do you put a budget?
I'll go. I have a pretty big one, so and
Yeah,
it's
what
pretty
is it?
stupid. Okay, do you remember the year? I think it was 2012. I wore a Iron Man helmet.
I might have not met you at that
So
time.
I wore. Well, no, this is when I was doing Blasco. So wait, when did
yeah,
we
I
meet?
moved here 2011.
We met in
We were
2000.
like,
Okay.
yeah.
So we had a Belasco thing. I had a yellow and red jacket, like it was like a commander's jacket, and then
Nice.
it wasn't, but the colors. And then I had the little arc reactor thing, and I had a white shirt on, and I put on the Iron Man helmet.
I feel like I know this one.
I wore this one, and I was kind of like, oh, Iron Man in high school. That's what I said, right?
Yeah.
And but the thing was, this helmet was made of plaster. This was before all the popular companies made like plastic helmets. So it was like hard plaster.
Oh my gosh.
And it wasn't made for like wearing out. It was like to display. But
So you were suffocating?
yeah. And like I literally put like a t-shirt on top. No, it was just heavy.
He's like
It was
an
just
oven.
so heavy. It was to the point where like I would like have to look up like this because I couldn't see through the eyes. So every picture I'm like,
retarded.
yeah.
This is why Ryan isn't that tall. His first
He's
got
like
killed.
this.
So, but
Hey, guys.
okay. So I'll tell you, I spent. How much do you think I spent on that helmet?
Like 1,200.
Ooh, no way.
No,
That's way too high.
I
way
think
too
my
high.
budget for you, from knowing what you wore last time, I think at the max you'll spend is 500.
Okay, close. It was like 350 to 400.
Okay.
But
That's
that's
a
like
lot,
I mean,
yeah.
but this is
That's
before we had like
reasonable.
Amazon, we had all that. It was like legit just me
Going different shops.
Going on it was like eBay I found it on. It was either eBay or Etsy I found it on. It wasn't meant for a Halloween costume, but I rocked it and I don't even know where it's at my parents' house, but I dropped it that night and the faceplate cracked in half.
God.
I was so sad.
And let
It
me
was-
ask you this: do you recycle those costumes, or do you give it back, or how do you dispose them? Or do you collect them?
No, I mean it's probably in my I throw them away actually.
You throw costumes
Wow.
away? I never throw my
Yeah, I
costumes away.
know.
Damn.
I
Okay.
know.
You could give it to.
No, it's just one of those things because I put them together from
Yeah.
certain things. So maybe something like I still wear my Dickie shorts that I used for my Miles Morales. What is your like? You want to talk about your best costume, your worst costume?
For sure, 350 is pretty much the range of what women wear. Even if we're wearing a slutty outfit, because we have to like.
What was your
ensemble it.
best outfit?
Yeah.
What do you think your best and your
I've
worst
had
one?
so many really good outfits, so I don't know. Like, it's hard to say, but they're not like anything that really stands out. They just were cool outfits. Like I did the Cruella de Vil with the half hair and like, but it's not like the outfit was crazy, but the whole thing together.
Yeah, you
was
never
pretty
really
dope.
slutted it out from what I
I did.
remember.
I slid it out in my 20s to 30s, but it's really easy because you're already so tiny. You just go buy lingerie. You just do something to your
the
face.
good old days.
Yeah.
But it's normally like 350, so that's actually very normal. I thought you were like spending, but
No,
that's
I
how
probably
much
spent
we
a little bit
spend
more.
on
I'm only on the
our
helmet,
outfits. Yeah, but I like the one year I did Wonder Woman. I love that outfit. Like I've made so many.
What's your worst one?
I mean, they're like bullshit outfits, Like one time I
Like
had a
this?
Dodgers, and then I just made myself a dead Dodger and like made myself dead, but yeah,
I remember that all your girls did that.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then one time
Ara.
Daniel was Coco, and he like went to a thrift shop and got like a red sweater, and then I was the Day of the Dead, so I got like the wig itself was like $80. You know what I mean? And like I did the whole hair and all of that, and we did that at Belasco. Yeah.
That was probably the same year. So yours is probably the schoolgirl outfit.
But nerd was it.
Yes, I've seen you in the nerd.
Yeah, I
many
think I'll
times.
be honest with you, man. I don't really dress.
half-assing it, bro.
I don't really dress up for Halloween. I don't really care much
Yeah.
about it. Oh, that's why when people tell me they spend a ridiculous amount, like usually majority of times it's girls. So when you said that, I was like, dang. So you literally, I can imagine you going different places by picking little pieces and then throwing it all and then putting it together like Legos,
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I just never was really interested in that.
Fun fact, I went to the first
Monster
3 Monster Massives.
Really?
Yeah. in
What's the
90s.
Monster Massive?
So before
so
all
cute.
the
What's a Monster
raves got
Massive?
kicked out of California
Yeah.
because people were like dying and stuff, and they sent it to Vegas. They had Monster Massive, Together as One, and then like probably one more I'm not thinking about that were big either at the LA Coliseum or Orange Show in San Bernardino.
Oh, so it was never in Vegas. Never.
It was always in LA. It was
Oh.
always in California before. I just remember it was at the LA Coliseum, and then it was inside though. There was an inside and outside, but it was mainly inside. But I just remember thinking I was rolling obviously, and then it was like looking at all the girls, and then like there was like. It was a lot of gangsters at that time.
Yeah.
So it was like easy bad trip.
Yeah.
But I remember hearing, I was kind of bad tripping, and then I think that was the first time I heard One More Time. That's when One More Time came out in 1999. And then,
That's so long ago.
yeah, I just,
That is so long
yeah. And then, I remember like feeling like, oh man, I'm bad tripping. And then, One more time. Boom,
I
boom,
love
boom.
that.
And I was like,
So good.
oh my God, this is an amazing song. And then the second time I heard that was Together as One a couple of months later at the Coliseum. And it was New Year's Eve 2000. So it was like, we're going into our 2000s. So it was just like, it was probably one of the best experiences. But I
Yeah,
don't
you were
know.
at a rave in 2000. I was in Kentucky I was so young, and my dad wouldn't let me leave the front yard because, you know, the whole Y2K
Yeah.
thing. Because I was like 15. And he's like, you can't even leave the yard because he's so afraid of Y2K, but you were at a rave. I'm very jealous.
No, I was, it was 98. First rave was 98. I went with a bunch of K-Town dudes.
So that
it
was your
probably
first rave?
No, it was probably like my fifth rave at that point.
Oh, okay.
Because I went, that was 99. So I went, probably first time was 97, 10th grade.
Like
10th or 11th grade, somewhere
and,
there.
like, Vitamin C.
But,
and, like-
no, we went to Orange Show only. Orange Show and the other one right next to the Orange Show. I forgot what it was called. But my first one was at Lilliput at the skating rink on Venice and La Brea or whatever. So that was a dope one. All the K-Town homies were there, you know.
Yeah.
When was your
I
first
wouldn't name
rave?
them off, but
My first rave was EDC in Texas. Oh my God, this story is so. I told my dad that I was going to spend the night at a friend's house, and I had church early in the morning the next day. So I actually went with my friend, but my boyfriend at the time, and his cousins that were lesbians.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like 15, so I never did E.
oh no, yeah. Oh, wait,
I only smoked weed. And we went all the way to Austin from Fort Knox. So it was like a 45 to an hour drive. We went there, and I wasn't really feeling my boyfriend anymore.
What?
And
Was this the first? Yeah, okay.
yeah.
Sorry.
What?
Anyways, go on.
And then, not when I lost my virginity,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
it's after this. This is a different boyfriend. But we get there, and I never dropped, nothing. EDC is so powerful in Texas. Like, I've never experienced something so massive. It's so beautiful, and everybody's so loving. But as soon as I dropped the E, this like black guy came up to me, and he saw me starting to roll, and I couldn't identify. I was like, I don't know how I'm feeling. And then it started to rain, and then the guy's like, come here, and he brought like the visor, the one that has prisms, and he put it on my eyes, and then they started doing like light shows, and I was like, you know, I was like, what is all this? Yeah, I threw up.
Like you're getting
I
so
threw up.
hard.
I
Like,
got so overwhelmed. I threw up, and then, you know, that night was just so crazy, and I just started to realize as I was rolling how much I didn't like my boyfriend. So I kept trying to push my girlfriend onto my boyfriend, and then
See, that's the worst thing about that rolling, because it'll like amplify that one
it
feeling. Yeah.
really, because I was just so focused on like, I just don't like him, and I'm one of those people like, I gotta get it off my chest or do something about it, but this is the wrong time because he's still driving me home. But we get there, and then like his cousins are older and they're lesbians, so, and I didn't really understand all of that yet, you know. And I was laying on the floor, and it's raining so hard, and there's like mud, and then the girls are like, lay down, and I was, you know, I thought I was
Sounds
safe.
amazing.
Yeah, I was like, but I thought I was really safe, you know. I was like, oh, girls, da da da. And they had me lay down, and then they brought out this like triangle like massager, like a vibrator, and then I'm like laying there, and I have the
Wait,
prism
slow down.
thing, and then and it's raining, and then they start going up my leg, and I'm like, you're my boyfriend's cousin, like, what are you doing right now? And I just remember thinking,
She's like ex-boyfriend.
yeah. And I was just like, what the hell is going on? And then towards the end of the night, we're all trying to get out of there, but the car got stuck because of the rain, and it was like a hatchback Accord back then.
Oh, wow.
Or Civic, and then we were stuck, and then I was so happy because I sat in the back, and I made my girlfriend sit in the front with him, and then they were flirting, and then the next day I had to go home, or I went home, and then they made me go to church. But I was burnt out, and I never knew.
I had to go to church
E.
every time after rolling.
Yeah, but I never knew what the burnout of E was, right? So I'm so emotional. My stepmom hated me, and she could tell I wasn't good. And I was like falling asleep at church, and she's like, Jesse, wake up. And I'm like, you know. Then when we get home, she's like, we're having family day. Go in the pool, play in the pool. Go play basketball. And I'm like, my head's pounding. I'm like, I go in my room, and I bring my dad in, and I literally grab my dad, and I was like, please, just let me sleep. Just let me sleep. Like, I beg of you. Like, I don't want to do this anymore. And he's like, what is wrong with you? And I was like, I don't know. My period. Like, I don't know. Just please let me. And he let me sleep. And then, yeah, so that's the truth of all of that.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was my first time, though. That was pretty amazing, just the whole thing. And it was,
And it was
one
at
more
EDC.
time. It was
Ah.
EDC. And it was like, one more time. Yeah, like, that's the song that popped up. So, yeah. How about you?
Son, what about you? When did
Yeah,
you
the
know you
truth
were
be
cool?
telling, huh?
Yeah.
Dude, I remember first off, well, let's pretty clear. I've been to one rave this whole time. As much as I could do club
Where?
promoting.
Here or in
I was in San Diego. It was Cross.
Okay.
I was
Cross.
I was with one of my ex-girlfriends.
Okay.
And I went to cross the first time. I'm not gonna lie, it was quite intimidating because I didn't know what to expect. I did drop a couple times already, so I was already anticipating that. What I didn't know is like I didn't know how expensive it could go, and the reason why is because once I felt it, I ended up taking 5 more.
5 pills in one night.
And then what happened is
5
after that,
full pills.
and after that, I was really dumb.
Mentally.
But what happened was then I'm not sure if they have it at EDC and the other festivals, but there's these biker guys that have these glow in the dark bikes, but you could put like 5 people in the back.
Yeah,
and
it's at every rave right now.
Yeah, so I didn't know that. And I was like, let's get on this. So we all get on it, not knowing how much it costs. We went on it for like 3 hours all over San Diego.
Oh my God, you are so crazy.
Were you guys riding?
No, the guy was pedaling us, and then we're just sitting in the back like, and the guy's like, because he knows we're jacked up, so he's like taking the longest route. We're like,
he's hustling you.
Yeah,
because you know, one way to one way is like $40.
So so then we told him let's turn out the other way. So we have to come back that way the same way because we realized how far we were. And we're like, and we didn't. I'm not familiar with San Diego. My ex-girlfriend doesn't know San Diego. None of the people that knew San Diego knew Cross. That's it. So for like about 30 minutes, we're like, what do we do? And then we're like, the guy's still there. I mean, the guy, he knew that
he's just waiting on you guys.
Yeah. So until we finally came to realization, then we're like, all right, let's just do this. And then of course we don't care about the next day. We're like, what the hell?
So how much did it cost?
Oh man, I'll be honest with you, I didn't pay for it, so it doesn't matter.
Of course.
Sounds like some.
No, I'm kidding.
He's like, I'll Venmo you. Bye.
That was recently, like in the last 5 years,
No,
10 years.
About 5 years ago.
Oh, okay.
No, but the ride came out to be, I think it was each individual had to pay $100.
When's the last time you guys, you know?
Oh, dude.
Booper.
Well, the reason why I stopped doing it is because once I like something, I go like to the hardcore full end.
Yeah, you're Korean.
So what happened was it was my cousin's birthday. And what happened was he wanted to roll, so we got a bunch of families together in Virginia. Then I was able to get a bag of pills, and then I gave it out to people to do it. When I found out the pills were they were pretty strong because we were trying to break it, and then everything we tried to break it with broke. Like a lighter broke, everything broke.
Oh, you mean like
A
strong,
lighter broke?
like
Yeah,
actually strong?
yeah.
How
like-
does a lighter break?
Because the pill was that strong.
But I mean, what part of the lighter broke?
The whole we got the.
To be clear,
sorry.
not strong, like potent. It's just,
it's
it's just
Oh,
it
thick.
wasn't strong. It wasn't like the
It's just
material.
pressed
The material
really
wasn't strong
thickly,
enough.
yeah.
So then we took it, and then I think an hour or two later, everyone starts hitting it, but me and my cousin don't feel it. So then we're like, let's pop another one. So we popped another one. Then sooner or later, we end up taking 3, not knowing it. But then the third one, we were already
Not knowing
feeling
it?
it.
Do you
we
know
were
how
feeling
much
it, and then
drugs you
after we did that, the third one, we're like, oh crap! And then I remember my this other person bought another element to it, which is
course.
something that's what
Ketamine?
you're dressed. Yeah, what you're dressed like.
Okay.
So we did that, and then what happened was the friend that I had came and he was like, this will amplify. By this time, I'm already plastered.
Oof, that sounds like.
So then he
K-hole.
came, he just gives me one, and then after I take it, he looks at me and goes, "Oops, I'm so sorry. That was supposed to be for everybody." And I was like, so next thing you know, I woke up in the hole 7 hours later. Then I realized I ended up taking 10 that night. Woke up, I was literally out of
Are you
commission for a
alive?
week. I was out of commission for a week, and then after that, I was like, you know what? I think I'm good rolling. I'm not gonna roll anymore.
Wow.
Because
Does
you
that-
know, like a way of coming out of depression. There's a lot of.
No, yeah. I mean, but it's just like,
benefits
it's
for
such a, if you're already like
Yeah.
coming down, like you're really rolling, like your brain is like that depleted, and then you do, it's just like like the hole. Like you're just like, the only time I took it was after a party, and then I was driving home 15 minutes. My friend was driving us, and I was just looking out the window, like, you know, like training day when you're like, and then like I thought it was literally 2 hours.
People
and
go like Denzel.
15 minutes. It was. You're like, you good, motherfucker? But
I
like,
can hear her saying that too.
yeah. No, but I think for me, I don't like rolling actually. I actually stopped for a while, but it recently in the last like 15 years because of Belasco and stuff. Like, they would actually, because they know if you ask me, hey, this Saturday, let's roll. I'm already like, nah. You give me time to think and say
Yeah,
no.
you're
I'm
one of
already
those
no.
guys.
I'm already like
I
by
just have
then.
to, like, break it into
by
a
then,
drink
yeah.
and,
By
like-
then, I'm already no, for real. Like I'm already saying no. My mind is set. They learn that early on, so they don't say anything.
Yeah.
Spot.
Till
I can
about
already
12:30 at Belasco. They know I'm drunk. I just got back in from outside working. They run up to me and they're like, "Hey, are you buzzed?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm buzzed." They're like, "Open your mouth." They literally shove up make me drink, and I'm like, "What's going on?" And obviously I know, but I'm like, at that point I don't care because I'm so buzzed. And then it hits me. It hits me better
It hits you
than
faster too.
it hits you way faster when
Yeah.
you're drunk. So it's like I was like, "Oh, okay, this is not bad." And then we go, and then it's like, "Oh, okay, all right, like guys, let's go home. That was fun." And they're like, wait, what? We're going to What's Globos? What's Globos?
No. Was
What
Daniel with you?
what is Globos? Okay, let's go to
Daniel
Globos.
with you again?
You know, and then we go to Globos, and then like, all right, cool. You know, we just, you know, we're having fun, whatever. You know, and then all of a sudden,
like 7 a.m.
Globos ends at like 4:30.
Oh.
And then you have, like it's like an hour. Oh no, they close at like 5, and then you have like an hour and a half until Joseph's opens in Hollywood.
What?
Then I went over there, and then it was like, at that point, everyone is just so like.
How old are you?
At this point, I think I was like 30.
Dang, you
but
gotta have that energy.
I'm just like, and what's crazy is that that's where all the Tomies.
Yeah.
That's where all the
They hang out
bartenders,
after they're done.
all that. That's where they're at after their shift and they're done, right?
So they're stressed out.
They're like messed up, right? And here's the funny thing. At that point is the best time because there's so many girls everywhere. But there's like
And they wanna
everyone's
just
so
chill.
brain dead that everyone's just like this, just listening to music. And then even if you try to talk to like if you think you want to talk, like just you being cracked out like from coming down and then going back and down up and down off of a roll, you're just like so unconfident with yourself that I was like, we should just go to sleep, wake up at 6, get ready, and then go. We'll be fresh-minded.
He's like,
that's
a
what I
guy-
Did that what happened though?
Nobody did that.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted to do that with me.
Of
Nobody
course.
was down.
I got
Dude,
no time for
every
that.
time I go to
I
sleep
go to
after
sleep.
roll, I sleep for like 3-4 days. I'm gone, man. I'm like a bear. Hibernate.
I mean-
I hibernate.
Yeah, I mean
The
because
best
you
come
take
down
fucking
after
10. That's why.
you roll is drinking a beer and smoking a blunt.
Yes.
That's
Drinking.
like
Yeah.
Well, but
the
the
best.
beer though kind of brings it back. Kind of
does.
Yeah,
brings
that's
that
why.
roll
So
back.
does smoking.
drink-
Smoking does that
Drink
too.
a beer
Or
and
even
then you
eating
smoke a
too.
blunt. Eating it makes
Has
it go away.
eating made you like so? Eating for me sometimes will reactivate something in my stomach, and then like I'll start feeling the roll again.
Well, let me ask you this: when the times you do roll, do you know when it comes?
Well,
like,
I
when
haven't
you-
done it in.
No, but
since
back then when
Steven,
you
but-
did it though, especially Velasco days, you didn't have to go to the bathroom because usually when I roll,
poop.
right before it comes, the poop kicks in.
You
Well,
you got
that's
the
how
bubble
you
guts.
know.
You got the
Yeah.
bubble guts.
For me too. Every time you roll, I have to be prepared to be close to a bathroom.
Yeah.
Well,
Because that's how I know it's gonna hit right after.
It's very rare that I get like that stomach bowel movement like during those times because I have like I have normal movement.
I have normal movement.
No, I do
Yeah.
too, but it's just that just something about it just triggers our stomach.
Yeah.
But
what-
I'm like you.
What for me was hard is taking a piss when you're rolling.
bro,
See,
no,
something's wrong with you.
the piss is great. I just wish I could pee longer because once I look down, I'm like, I just get zoned into it. You know what I'm talking about?
He's like, wow.
He's like,
Yo,
thank you,
and
God.
I'm like, and but the thing is,
He's like, that's your balls.
but the worst part about it is, I'm glad this never happened. You know how you were talking about going to the bathroom and shit. Like, I would not want to hit my peak when I'm in the bathroom because I'll be
I've
just
hit my peak.
stuck there. I'll just be stuck.
I've been
there.
stuck.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
It's the best though when you
Poo?
start pissing because you can't pee right, and then it starts going, and then it keeps going, and then you're like, that raises my
Does.
high too. Like I
Because it's
start
like
rolling
3
harder.
hours of just pee
I
hold
start
on.
rolling
It.
harder after I'm like, oh.
But you also know
To
because
be
you drink a
clear-
lot of water though
And to
too.
be clear, everyone, we're all older. We haven't done this anymore, but we're just talking about our
Past
past,
mistakes.
right?
Our 30s.
Because I have family members that listen to this. So I know
No,
what
but
they
you
do.
know, I think everyone could relate to this in some sort because I feel like every kid goes or every adolescent goes through this. Kind
Well,
of
you know, it sucks for the younger generation is that it's not as good as it used to be when
Well,
we were.
they have to be careful because everything's laced with fentanyl.
Yeah,
Now,
that's
So,
true.
yeah.
like, you can't do anything
Yeah.
at all. Like, you have to have a test
Yeah.
in order to check. Because, like, friends are like, oh, I'm going to go here, I'm going to go there. And I'm like, you better get the kit to make sure if you're going to do anything.
Yeah, no, for sure. The fact that they have kits, you know, like they have a way bigger thing to worry about than we did. You know, we had to worry about it being bunk,
No,
right?
yeah.
Like
Yeah, it was a
what we were-
whack one, yeah.
That's what we were worried about. Like,
I think about this all the time because, like, you know, like now I'm a mom. Like, I now kind of like watch 2020 sometimes, and like the scenarios are just ridiculous because I'm
see
like,
you guys.
the daughter goes to a rave and she just pops a pill and like all of a sudden she died. And in my head, I'm like, oh my God, how many times could I have died? Because from like 17 on, wherever we're at, and we didn't have no test kits. We didn't. You just
This
this
is a
person
test
did
kit.
it. Yeah, I will look at someone.
Are you in the bathroom? Like, all right.
Start yakking,
I will look at the
gagging.
person and be like, gauge it off of them, and then like, okay, you seem okay. Like that's how I would do it. But to think of like how many people have died and all of that, and like I was just living my best life, and I didn't die. I'm like, thank you.
No,
God.
we're
Like,
lucky.
don't push
Even for
that.
me, at one point, like before I realized that alcohol makes you roll harder, like it goes through your bloodstream. During that time, I was doing one, maybe throughout the whole night. I just needed one. Before that, when I was bigger too, like I had a stint when we started kind of partying like that in 2008.
Yeah.
I was bigger. I was like probably 200 pounds. take one, nothing happening. Take another one. And one night I take 5, and then. But the next, I didn't roll hard. But then the next whole week, I have the worst moody. I'm like moody.
Sad.
I have no like serotonin and all that.
Yeah.
And like, I'm just like me and my friend. My friend, I remember I was driving home. He threw a bottle at my car, like a water bottle, and it just bounced off my car. And then I was like, I rolled it in. And we actually went upstairs and started fighting because I was so pissed off. You know, I was like, I didn't sleep well that week. I had insomnia. There was like all these things that like accumulated to like making me feel like crap.
Of course.
So like after, I mean, considering that I took that many, I'm like lucky because I know.
Just keep shaking your head.
No, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, we're lucky that we live in a day where that you're right.
Yeah.
We just look for
drugs are better. Drugs are better. It's like now it's like so.
I don't know if they're better. It's just
No, it
they
was
were
way
different.
cleaner.
No, it was not because I had stuff that was laced with like for sure like fucked up stuff.
No, I know, but so those are the standard.
Like you're
stuff,
sitting there and you're like teeth
yeah,
are grinding
so that's meth
hard.
or something,
yeah.
right? Like that's what I'm saying. Those are the standard. Those are the drugs you want, not like fentanyl. Like
I think
fentanyl
we're
is
really
gonna kill
lucky
you.
because we went starting with press pills, and then as it got into our like late 20s to 30s, we started getting like pure MDMA,
ML, yeah.
and we started getting like the capsules.
So
and then there was like no hangover because when I first started E, I thought you're supposed to take a pill, a full pill, right? Like that's how my exes always told me. Then I dated another guy, and he's like, Jess, I always want to walk around the raves, but I'm always on the floor, you know, because I have the most amazing friends that could do the craziest light shows. Like, but my friends were like the shit. People come from all over to watch us. I was literally at so many raves on the floor, and I thought that was normal. Then I dated someone, and he's like, "Why don't you just take a quarter, and then why don't you add another quarter?" And I know, and it was like
Microdoses.
the biggest epiphany, where I was like, "You're freaking right." And then all of a sudden,
pace
this
myself.
relationship, I'm at raves, I'm like walking around, I'm dancing, I'm like, who is this Alizé? You know, like it's crazy. It changed my entire experience of raving.
Thing of raving, like dancing, I pulled, man. It was easy to
What
find
does that
girls
mean?
when
Oh, you pulled.
for like getting girls. Just like I just go and
Well,
start popping,
it
and then
is
like
easy.
someone's just like
They're rolling
just grab
on
me
E,
and
you
just
kinda
like
have it easier.
literally grab my hand and just pull me down to sit next to them, and I'm like, all right, cool. One girl I danced, I freestyled for her, and then she pulled me down, and just started making out with me. She was like, that made me roll so hard. I was like, cool, like, you know what I mean? But this is way
Making out on
like,
E is the best, though.
no, it's not. You know what? I
Just
don't
making
have.
out, not like everything.
No, you're right.
I think making out
You're right,
is
you're
like
right.
really central.
I don't have beer goggles, alcohol goggles. I have goggles.
Oh, everyone's wearing glasses.
Because I made
No,
out with
he's
some
not talking about literal
questionable like girls that are like, you think, I made out with them, and like you pull away, you think she's cute, and she's like Smeagol, like, you're like, oh shoot.
Because your eyes are boggling.
Yeah, you're like,
Well,
your eyes are boggling.
So you guys are telling me you guys never got to the point where you're so jacked up that you think everyone's wearing these glasses, so you try to grab it.
no.
Because that's
Okay,
what
you're
happened.
talking about,
so
like,
we went to that. So we went to that thing where
We're not
we
talking
went.
about shrooms.
Another thing that I did was I remember hand massages were a big thing. When I first did my first roll, it was at a college party, and it was a girl that I met briefly, and then somehow it was her first time, our first time, and then I remember our boy that was like an expert roller came by. He dropped a big bottle of lotion, and was like, do a hand massage.
Did
Just
he?
for a little bit.
Did
Next,
he?
yeah, did some Diddy shit, right? So pretty much with the hands, right? So then she gave it to me, massaged it, and then it felt great. This girl's the size of that thing, okay? At the end of the day, she had bruises all over her hand because I was squishing it, the hand.
Oh no.
And then the bottle was empty, so our hands were pretty wrinkly.
God, it's so
She had to
funny.
go to class and take a test. She couldn't pick a pen and do that because it was messed
Oh
up.
my gosh.
And
Because
then-
you're rolling so hard, so you're just like aggressive.
Yeah, I was
And
like-
him, he's so strong. It's like
So I was like, oh, this is so much better. And then of course, it feels great. So she's like, I love it. And I could hear it go. But I was like, oh, that's awesome, And then next thing you know, the morning she's like,
She's like, hi, son.
no, she was like had her hand like just like, hey, my hand hurts, and I'm like, oh my god, who did that? She goes, you did, and I looked at my hand, I was like, my hand looks perfectly fine, but I was like, my hand's wrinkly as no other, but yeah, her hand literally was the size of this.
that is so.
I don't.
hilarious.
So, do you like you brought up Molly versus E?
Yeah, Molly.
Do you like Molly more? Do you like Molly more?
No, of course.
I hate Molly.
Why?
You hate Molly.
Yeah, you hate your ex.
Everything about you is like the opposite.
But no, okay.
Oh,
no,
oh.
but no. But real talk, I don't like Molly. For me, I don't like the first time I did it. It was like in 2009 or 10, and it was just kind of coming out, and
Becoming
one of my
popular.
hungs had it, and he had like 20 pills. He was hella chill, and the thing is, I didn't know that it comes back and forth. It goes up and down.
Yeah.
And so took it. We're at shoot. Anyways, we were at a club in Hollywood, and I took it, and I'm like, well, having a good time, and then it goes away. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, can I get another one?
It's a wave.
Can I get another one? He's like, yeah, sure. He gives me another one. Boop, pop it in. I'm like, it comes back. And like an hour, 2 hours later, it goes away. Everyone else is rolling hard, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? So I did 5 that night, the first time. The next day, it was a Memorial Day weekend or like a President's Day where we had a party on Sunday night, like a club party. And I didn't sleep that whole day because I didn't stop rolling till like 2 p.m. because it kept on going up and down, up and down, up and down. Finally, then it was like you're cracked out to the point where like I didn't want to do anything, but it was like you're so cracked out that alcohol feels good, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, when you drink, you're going to like tonight, I'm going to sleep well because this whole night I didn't sleep well. When that happens, I sleepwalk.
You sleepwalk? Oh, I thought you said came back.
If I don't sleep for a day and it's on drugs like that, like I sleepwalk like hard. I sleptwalked in Vegas once because I didn't sleep for 36 hours.
You sleptwalked?
Sleptwalked, yeah.
Wow.
Like in my room, peed all over the room, peed in the bathroom. Like it was to the point where my friend was like, yo, bro, you can't do that here. And I was like, oh, sorry.
He thinks you're trolling him.
He knew I was
okay.
like messed up. So it's like, that's why I stopped. I don't do that stuff anymore.
Okay, you really have, because like you're like,
Yeah,
my stomach, I don't poop, all these things, like those are all normal stuff. Everything
Well, I
you
don't
said
poop because
is,
I don't need to poop.
but
It
it's not
doesn't
that. It's just
trigger
everything that you said is like not normal experience for
Yeah.
people rolling on E. So you're right. You're not an E person. That
No,
makes
I
sense.
have, yeah.
And so I know you mentioned sleepwalking. I wonder if that's a common thing that people go through, like without them knowing, like
I think
reaction?
reaction.
It's I feel like if you don't sleep well, like people who have insomnia, people who have like sleeping disorders, they'll sleepwalk and stuff. So
I get the scissor lock.
oh yeah, the same thing, yeah.
So that I never knew what that was until I
spiritual.
started doing it.
No,
it was definitely not spiritual. It was very like devilish. It felt so scary because like I am
when
so
you
cracked
say
out and
devilish,
tired.
that's spiritual.
Well, yeah, okay,
Yeah.
but it wasn't like a
Spiritual
realm. Fine realm wise, but it wasn't like a ayahuasca. I like went into a dimension and I feel like better. And
Wait, have you gone through something like that? Have you gone through Kawi?
I had Kawi
Okay,
before.
let's talk about it because it's Halloween, and then
No,
I have
I
a Kawi story
have
too.
Kawi stories too, but wait,
ahead.
what's the American terminology for that?
Scissor lock.
Scissor lock.
It's called scissor lock.
Yeah.
I thought something
And I got
else.
confused because I was like, but they're like, no,
Scissor,
it's like
sister.
this, and I was like, oh, okay, we're not talking about the
Which
same
is
thing.
same thing as sleep paralysis, right?
It's
Scissor
sleep
Yeah,
lock.
that's what it's
paralysis
sleep
is
paralysis. That's
what
what I was
it
looking for.
is.
Sleep
That's what it
paralysis.
is. But
Yeah.
scissor, and I'm
Same
like,
thing. I
I
think
thought it
it's
was
same
like
thing.
the,
Yeah.
So I was like,
Sounds sexy.
no, but I was like, you're really talking about this right now, like, but I've had a few, but definitely when I'm beyond tired, but on like when I haven't slept on something like that. And you know how you're so dazed and sometimes you think you're sleeping, but you're actually awake because you're just that tired. And then all of a sudden I'd wake up and then I'm like, I can't even move. I can't talk. I can't even, and I see everyone around me. And then I'm just like, and that was the scariest thing because growing up being Korean, I hear about it, but I never experienced it until that. And yeah, that was so scary. It was
I got a story for both of you guys. That mixes with both of everything we talked about.
okay.
So my cousin, I have a bunch of cousins. One of my cousins, he has a sixth sense.
A sixth sense?
Sixth sense.
He said he has 6 cents in
I
his
was like,
pocket.
sixth sense.
He has a sixth sense, like he could sense what's like a spiritual thing around him. So I always thought it was a folktale or some BS that he made up. I found out our tuchikomo, our second auntie, actually has that too. She could predict like things that happened that day.
Okay.
So she'll be like, "Don't drive," or something like that.
Yeah.
That is so scary.
So I remember I was leaving high school and I was with my cousin at the time, and this is just an appetizer to the story. So he was like, hey, just don't speed right now. There's one road that there's no cops, nobody there. Everyone speeds, but that one time's like, don't speed. Right, lo and behold, right around the corner is all these cops posted for speed traps. Right. So I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. He's like, no, that's how I found out. He's like, I had this kind of intuition. So I was like, that's bullshit, right? So then what happened was one of our homegirls wanted to do a rolling party in Virginia. And she just bought a big house, like one of those like Hollywood Hills kind of house. Well, she rented it. Her family rented it. Okay. So we went there. It was a blast. After I got off work, we went there. She beat everybody by taking the pill first. So she was already faded. My cousin goes there. My cousin never met this girl. The minute he went to that house, he did not step foot in the basement. And I was like, and me and my friends were like all down because they have pool table, movie theater, everything. Like, yeah. But there's 2 rooms. There's one room You open, you can see it's a guest room. There's another room that you can't open. So then I was like, how come you can't open this? And then the homegirl, I'm just gonna name her Jessica.
Okay.
So I was like, Jessica, how come we couldn't open
So
this door?
creative.
And then she was like, if it's just moving this house, we can never open the door. It was one of those things that they just locked it. They're like, okay, cool. We go, and then next thing you know, we're like, where's my cousin at? He's still upstairs by like the staircase, and he's like, I need to go home. So in my head, I was like, dude, he must be tripping out hard. He goes, hey, cuz, if you go downstairs, it loops around like this, and if you go to court, there's a pool there, there's a movie theater there, there's 2 rooms in the corner, and I'm like, yo, you been to this house before? He goes, no, I never been to this house. And I was like, okay. And he goes, there's a room that you can't open. If you look inside, there's a bed and a drawer. There's a little window open, this like little thing on top. And he goes, I looked in, I was like, oh crap, how do you know that? He goes, for the past month, I've been having a dream about this house.
Oh,
and there's some kind of old lady crying in that room, luring it in. Mind you, we're all faded. He's like, he's sobered up. He's rolling, but he's sober because of that. So we're like, oh.
But he's like so intense.
Yeah, he's
right?
so intense.
His-
So we just left. We say bye. We just left.
Yeah.
So the girl that owned the house, everyone I guess heard the word they left, but they didn't tell her. She was like in her hole. She was in the basement by herself. And then she said the next day she remembered her sleeping in the basement. She said she woke up in her room. Then she said those multiple times that week that she'll always wake up in a different part of the house. And then lo and behold, she's a Catholic girl. She had a priest come in, and the priest said this house was possessed. And that's why I was like,
But your cousin not
ooh.
knowing anything.
Not knowing, and it's like
he
me
called
being to my cousin's house in Virginia. You don't know, and you predict every furniture there ever.
Yeah.
Wow. Because he's seen it and wow, that's crazy.
That's
so
super
scary.
crazy.
That is pretty supernatural.
Yeah, it is. When you meet him, he's a super cool dude, but he'll tell you, he'll be like, Jessica, do me a favor today, don't eat this. And you'll be like, you know that, you seen Final Destination?
Yeah.
You know that one friend that already knows what's going to happen? Like, I always told myself I would rather not have a friend like that because I'd rather not know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
thing
I would
is,
rather not know.
My mom's kind of like that.
Yeah, but then
She has that.
I told him, I was like, as much as I don't want to know, I'm like, hey, is today a good day to go out? He'd be like, today's a great day. He's like, yo, today's a good day. If I was you, grab a vegetarian kind of dish. It's gonna be good for you. And then next, you know why? Because in school they had bad meat contamination, and like half the kids called out because they got sick.
Which
That's
is what's happening right now.
Yeah, but during that time, I actually ate a salad, which I barely ate. And so me and him and a couple other Asians, because only Asians said we were all clicked out. So there was a lot of people missing. And then a lot of people called out sick. And I was like, dude, this can't be twice.
So when are we going to have this guy on our podcast?
Yeah. The only thing that's
Definitely-
crazy. The only thing I don't believe is that you had a salad.
Trick or treat.
All right. Well, I got my story. So it actually connects to the Molly story.
Okay.
Because I had insomnia for 2 weeks after that. I couldn't sleep. So what I would do is I would drink till I got like comatose and then fall asleep. But I would always wake up around like 1 or 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Couldn't go back to sleep. Then eventually I was sleepwalking. There was one time where I had this open fan without the case on top of it, and but it's a plastic thing. It's not going very fast. But I remember like it like hit my finger because my hand went like this because I guess I was hot or something, and it went and it woke me up. That's when I realized, oh shoot, I think I sleepwalk. So later on that week, I'm sleeping, finally fall asleep, and I wake up and I can't move. It's pitch dark in my room, but enough to where you can see like the blue haze, so you can see
Outline.
furniture and stuff like that, right? Like, and from the base of my bed, this almost like a dementor came over my bed and started coming on top of me like this, right? And I remember couldn't move. I was really scared, so I didn't know anything else to do, and I started praying in tongues, and it
Like,
just
is that natural?
It just naturally came out. Yeah.
So
Because
it's just
I've
like
done
the-
it when I was a kid. Like, I don't know if I was just imitating it or whatever. But
This looks great with your wig.
But
just
yeah, and I just started praying, speaking in tongues, and then literally I woke up, and I was in the room. Everything looked exactly the same, but except there was no dementor. So.
Well, let me ask you, do you think that's because you're a PK, a pastor's kid?
Oh, for sure. I'm sure that's like spiritually that has some kind of thing, and because I'm a pastor, or I've been in the church or whatever, I'm pastor's kid. Like, I didn't freak out. I'm not saying that I'm like holy or whatever, but if that happens, like, I'm just gonna pray to God, like pray, like cast the demon out or whatever. And it worked, and it could all have been a figment of my imagination, but it felt so real. Like, when you're like that even in the Harry Potter, like the breath was like cold, like I could see my breath. It was like, and I couldn't move, and it was the scariest thing. But once I started praying, it like just bounced away.
Do you have any instances that happened with that?
I guess scissor lock a lot.
No, the reason I say that is because this kid that I knew, he's a pastor now in Virginia. His father's a pastor. And I don't know why I asked. I was drunk at a bar. I was like, yo, how did you become a pastor? He's really talented. And he's like, I pretty much feel like God forced me to do this. I was like, God can't force you to do anything. Well, what happened?
Well, they say it's calling, right?
Yeah, so his calling was, which was freaked me out, was he said that in the middle of the night he had to get water. He woke up at 3 o'clock or something. He said he woke up always at 3:33. Okay. And one time he wanted water, so he was parched. He went to the water. Then his dad had like, you know that picture of Jesus holding the lambs, like that rug thing.
Mm-hmm.
No.
So he said that he felt something weird presence there. So he went there, and he saw the image of Jesus like this, and he saw all the lambs bloody everywhere. So he freaked out. But think about it, it's unbelievable. So he dropped the glass, and then of course he got stuck, and then his dad came down. But his dad didn't see nothing. His dad just sees normal thing. And then the mom woke up, and then the mom's like, I think you need to go to sleep. The dad pulled him aside, like, what happened? And the dad told him exactly, this is what happened. Jesus there, lamb, and he's like, you should pray about it. And then next thing you know, he prayed a couple of times, and a month later, you're not overreacting or anything.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm just saying, I'm talking like this because it still gives me chills.
Yeah. It seems like you're stuttering right now.
Dude, and then what happens? The dad said, this is exactly the same thing I saw before I became a pastor. And I was like,
I've seen exorcisms in my house. My dad.
No,
my
Max
mom and
Copeland
dad
was possessed last
my mom
year.
and dad.
Yeah.
Wait, let's finish this and then let's go there.
Okay.
But what? And then so after that, he became a pastor.
He became pastor.
But it was based on that.
It was based on that, and then I had another spiritual warfare, like you said, is really crazy because one of my ex-girlfriends I dated back in Virginia, we went to retreat, and every time we went to retreat, when the pastor spoke, she'll laugh, and like she'll just laugh.
Oh, she was possessed.
She was possessed. She literally was possessed at the retreat, and literally I saw this girl like literally the size of my.
Push someone. She put
one arm through that.
I had a similar experience.
Yeah, I was like, I sat there, I was like, what the hell? And then next, they finally got it out. She looked very lighter skin, more alive. She was pale, and then she was like, I feel so cleansed. So like, I felt like there was some kind of thing always overpowering me. I was like, so you tell me when we dated, was that thing around you too? Still? Like,
He's like, while I was in you, was this thing in me? Okay, what is yours? Because this is crazy.
2 times.
All right.
So one time, my grandma.
We're talking about exorcism right now.
Like she was possessed. So
your grandmother.
My grandma wakes up, and then my mom wakes me up in the middle of the night, and this was when I was maybe in college, end of high school, college, and she normally has hearing aids. She can't even hear with them. And she wakes up, my mom wakes me up. She's like, come to the room right now because my grandma is like possessed. And I was like, what the heck? It's 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. I come up, my grandma's sitting up in her bed, eyes are closed. And this is not my recent grandma that passed away, but this is my dad's grandma, my dad's mom. And she's just walking back and forth. And my mom is saying, in the name of Jesus Christ, get out, like in Korean. And the whole time she's like, 나갈게, okay, 나갈게. Like, and the thing is that her hearing aids were on the table. And she heard everything, and she was responding to every single thing, laughing at my mom, like laughing at when we were praying for her. She was like
that's what I know. Yeah, I can feel that.
You know? And then like luckily, later on, a little bit of dementia she had. So I guess the devil's gonna attack that. The first time was my parents had a church night at my house, so people were over there. They're all praying. They did the 주여 3 times. All of a sudden, they're praying, and I'm in my room just watching TV, playing video games, and then all of a sudden, I hear it getting louder and louder, and then everyone starts praying, and then it's just one person screaming, and then my parents praying for that person. So this person's like, just like screaming, and I'm like, what the hell's going on? So I walk into the room, in the living room, and I'm like, what's going on? I just go, hey, what's going on? Like, and my mom and dad look at me, and they scream at me, and they're like, go back in your room, because she looked at me. Like the minute I walked in, she looked at me, and then I was like, what the heck's going on? Yeah. And then my parents saw she was looking at me, and then they saw me, and they're like, go back into your room.
Yeah, they don't want it to come to you or something.
Go back into your room and pray. Yeah, like they felt it weak individual that he could probably, jump onto me or whatever. So yeah, and then they were just praying, and then like they were screaming. The lady was screaming. She's like pushing my dad off. She's like super small, and she's like pushing her off, and yeah, eventually, like, how
did they get rid of it? So what? What's the
like 20 geos and I don't know, like
I know.
They got it out. They got it out.
20 geos.
Yeah,
no, Hail Marys.
Julia. They're like praying like that.
I'm white.
They usually do like 3, and then they go, oh no, and they start praying really hard, and then throughout the night, throughout the prayer. Anyways, yeah, it's a.
Now you're looking like a 40-year-old like lady. with
But,
the girls.
yeah. No, but I'm not gonna lie, man. That thing, if you see it real life, that thing really changes
I've never
your
seen an
perspective.
exorcism, so that's
It's pretty scary. It's pretty scary, but it's real out there, you know. That's why, like, even us celebrating Halloween, we're just like, you know, might be one day it's gonna I don't know. One day it's gonna summon like real like spirits or something. I don't know.
One day Ryan's gonna end up in my room like, oh my god, you slept walk over here, man.
Ugh,
No.
I've never experienced an exorcism. I've just experienced like energy, like very scary energy.
I mean, I guess that could
It's
be
real.
it. That could be the way
It's
to say
real.
it.
No, it is. It's all real. It's just how it's all handled. But
Hey, some people really take Halloween seriously. They do like seances and
They
stuff.
do,
Like
yeah.
that's
No,
crazy.
they do,
You
yeah.
know? So, like, let's stay away from those people, guys.
yeah,
All right.
well,
All right. Well, happy Halloween.
Yeah, trick or treat, guys.
All right.
we wish you guys
Yeah, be
no
safe.
scissor locks,
Be safe.
no exorcisms, and
If you have kids, check their candy. You know.
You don't want no
I would
Brussels
buy
sprouts?
one piece of every kid's candy if I had kid. That sounded so bad. If I had kids, I would buy my kids' candy in half every single
Edit.
time.
You know what I might do just because it's so bad it popped up? It's like, let them have all that candy, but I'll go buy my own candy and then switch their candy. Because nowadays it is kind of scary. Because when we were young, I lived on military bases. We go off and like, you don't know whose houses are giving you what.
Yeah.
You really don't know. And if P. Diddy is lacing baby oil with date rape drug, how hard is it to put something in a Kit Kat?
So
you know what
you
I'm
know what's
saying?
funny?
Like,
There was
very
a comedian
simple.
that mentioned that, and he was like they were like, why would I, as a drug addict, put my drugs in these kids' candy? I can't even afford it myself. Like why?
That is a caring drug addict. There are non-caring drug addicts
that
that
are just
want
like
people to
want
suffer.
to hurt people.
And they look at the world. The world is all about suffrage in so many ways. But to do that to children. So to me, now, I don't know. I guess I wasn't paranoid before, but some weird thing right now
When you
triggered
become a
me.
mom, yeah.
Now I'm like, damn, I'm just going to go buy all her candy,
Well,
switch
she's
it.
not going to trick or treat for at least another like 2 or 3 years, right?
You still have
like,
all these thoughts. They're intrusive, you know? Like,
just get
we're
the
talking
candy.
about exorcism.
Yeah.
Of course I'm going to be like, my daughter's candy. You know, like, fuck.
Well, I mean, yeah. Today was it.
I love it. Your hair came through.
I know. I can't believe you guys took me seriously today. So
you really look like an old Ajma now. Now
Yeah,
after
you
you're talking about
transform.
all these Ajmas, I'm like, I can see you
You
as
got the
like
Pama
a church.
going on
I
here.
Yeah.
know. I just
Like, it's good. It's good.
All right, guys. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween, guys.
Happy
Be safe.
Halloween.
See you guys next time. Bye. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. You can find us on Conversations_pod at YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Make sure you guys hit the like and subscribe button, and we'll see you guys next time.